Okay, going into a new computer art tutorial here, we're going over a technique that we've gone over in an earlier video, but really want to focus on using just a small word or phrase in this particular example. So like I have here, just one word of art, or maybe two words most. You don't want to use this technique really with a lot of words. We're trying to fill a text with an image that we grab offline. And so essentially, the bigger the text, the easier it is to be able to tell what's actually there. So you can kind of see the edge of the paintbrushes and stuff like that going on in this example. So for the best results, that we want to just keep it a simple one word or maybe two word phrase. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and start by searching for the image that's going to fill my text, and that is a paint palette, which I've already called up in a search here. I'm going to go ahead to copy that image. I'm going to go back to Photoshop and start a new document. We will go File, New. And I'm going to use a size in inches of a width of 10 and a height of 8, and a resolution of 72 should work because we are borrowing images from the web. So I'm going to hit Command V to paste in that image I just copied, scale it down just a little bit so it fits the size of my canvas here, and hit Enter to keep transformations. So now what I want to do is go with my Type tool and create a text box by clicking and dragging and making sure that it doesn't really go too far outside the edges of whatever image you're going to use to fill. So the phrase I'm going to go with for this particular example is computer art. And let's see, I can go ahead and highlight my font. You're going to want this to be a pretty bold font choice, and so you can see I've got some that are going on here. Arial Black, Bragadico, never know if I say that right, Abadi. Some of these are good bold fonts that could work. Black Oak is a very big one. So any of these bold fonts are really going to be the best to use because they will show you the most of the text that's underneath it, or show you more of the image rather that's underneath the text. So if I just go ahead now and click inside your text box in order to change the size of it, I'm going to shift this down a little bit so make sure that this is all inside of the paint palette here, and that works. So cool. Now what I actually need to do is take this layer of the paint palette and move it above the text layer so that I can't see any of my text. Now what I need to do is convert this layer into what's called a clipping mask. So if I right click on it and go down to create clipping mask, it's going to blend that layer with the layer that's underneath it, which is the text. And so you can see that I can see my image through the text window there that's created. So now what I want to do is really just kind of add in a background image to this in order to create a kind of piece here. And so what I was going to call up was search for a blank computer screen. Found a nice image here that I thought would work well. So I'm going to go to copy image here, go ahead to Photoshop, hit Command V to paste it in. I'm going to reduce the size of this so that it works for what I need. And then I will have to get this image, let's see here. I'll have to get it so that it will be behind the text. So hit Enter to keep my changes, drag this layer down behind it. Now I need to take this, and I probably actually have to move both things, but if I were to move this text over, okay, see, it's actually moving the paint palette, which is okay. I don't know that I need to move it too much, but I'm going to move it down here a little bit. Now I need to take this text layer and actually move that as well. So let's see. There we go. So as you could tell, I had to actually click on the text part. If you're clicking and dragging the image, obviously you're going to take that image with you. Now I've got to do some adjusting as far as my font size here. If I want this to actually fit, I could just kind of squish that down there and kind of abandon the proportions of the text that were meant to be by the designer of the text. But just kind of moving this up a little bit, I might actually go into, let's see, my type tool. I'll say apply transformation, my type tool, and oops, I did not want to create a new layer of type. So I'm going to get rid of that layer. What I wanted to do was to, I lost track of what I was going to do there. I was going to take this type, oh yeah, I was going to center it is what I was going to do. So centering option right up here in this bar, that allows it to look a little better, I think, for this particular example. Now, other things that I might do to this is add maybe a little bit of drop shadow, or some kind of glow might be kind of interesting as well. So let's go to outer glow maybe and check out what I can do with this. So let's see, let's turn up some of these options here. So for blend mode, why don't I put this on something different, because it doesn't look like I'm seeing a lot of my glow going here. Let's see if I turn up the spread or size. There we go. Still looking a little funny and pixelated. Let's see, I think it might be my blending mode that's going on here. Alright, so multiply is looking a little better. I think maybe just what I want is normal. There we go. So I don't really want much noise actually. Noise can go away. Opacity, maybe turn that down. Let's see, size. You could turn the size down a little bit. Spread, I'll turn that down as well. So again, you know, glows like drop shadows, just a lot of playing around with the amounts to kind of get something that works for you. I'm not sure that I even really like the outer glow. I might just go with a simple drop shadow. And let's see, turn down the distance, maybe turn down the spread a little bit, and just have a simple kind of drop shadow going along with this to kind of add a little three-dimensional effect. Maybe even as well, I think that I had done in my example, is add a bevel, and that just kind of gives the edges a little bit of that kind of popping out, a little bit of three-dimensionality that's kind of nice to get in there. So again, could mess with the amounts here, but inner bevel is good for this, and I'll say okay. And there we go. So I've got a nice little kind of text art example going on here. Again, keep it so simple, just a few words or phrases, so that you can actually see what's going on through your font and choose bold font. And I hope you have a lot of fun and get creative with your own examples.